Hello and welcome to episode 172. And at the moment the whole of the country is being gripped by this snowstorm and this cold snap, and a lot of places are completely frozen, but we've managed to find a venue that's where the wet stuff is still wobbly, and that is Whelford Pools, which is sort of in the Cotswolds near Lechlade. So not fishing here yet, we've just sort of rocked up. We've put our bivvies up first because it's still kind of snowing, you know, to get all the gear in so you don't get everything wet, cold, muddy, etc. So we've got all the setting up process to do yet, but as you can see it is absolutely like a whiteout at the moment. So like I said, but the venue is, yeah, like I said, the wet stuff is wobbly still, so we are in with a chance. Right.
Snowball fighting later.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, like I said, we have still got to get set up. So till we do something carpy, let's go fishing, and you can enjoy that hot drink. So here we go then, guys. First rod ready to go out. And little PVA bag full of red and white maggots. I had a micro leader just so to clip it onto the inline lead, and in there I've got a little pink waft that sort of matches the colour of the red maggots. Here we go. First cast. Well, it isn't even going to be a cast. It's this swim is quite small, so everything I do in this swim is either going to be walking the rod out or just underarm flicking. That's all I've got to work with in this swim. Right guys, so that's Keith's second rod just gone out there. I actually missed his first rod going out because that's why while I was rigging up, Keith put that rod out. So but it's basically in his right hand margin. There's a, like I said, if I swing the camera around and I'll show you. There you go, see them overhanging branches sort of almost touching the water. Keith's rod is under them branches. His other rod obviously, not the one we've just seen go out. Right, so that's it. We are both fishing. We are just starting to lose the light now. The sun has just got to drop below the horizon. And while Keith plays Alarm DJ, I'm going to just go back to me bivvy now, do a bit of bivvy admin, tidy up, and whatever happens from now on, it's up to the fish. So if we don't catch, it's the fish's fault, not ours. Well, good morning guys, and it has been a real quiet night. The only thing that's give me any bleeps, you might be able to see it just about on the surface of the lake, but overnight we've got a fair bit of cat ice that's built up, and I think some of the cat ice drifting into me lines has given me a few bleeps. I had the bleeps in the night, but they were single bleeps, and once I got up this morning I could clearly see what was giving me the bleeps. Obviously no fish, otherwise you would have seen it. The place is really packed out now. Absolutely hordes of people have turned up this morning. Every swim is taken now, so things like moving in at now is out of the question, because there is not one single free swim to be able to move to. But it's early, the sun has just started coming up. It's still sort of behind the trees at the moment, but hopefully once the sun gets above the tree line, it will get onto this cat ice, hopefully start melting it, and then we can think about doing stuff like recasts and that, because down to my left where you saw me place that rod down the channel yesterday, that is totally iced up, so I don't think I'm going to be able to put my rod back down there, so I'm going to have to fish both rods out in front of me now. But yeah, no fish, place is busy now, cat ice, that's about all that's happened. A couple of hours have passed guys since I've done my morning update, and it is actually feeling colder. I don't know how well you can make it out, but some of this cat ice, rather than dissipating, is actually growing. There's more ice, even though the sun is a little bit higher in the sky now. Actually, there's more ice that's formed this morning, so rather than hoping it would kind of melt away, the wind has definitely picked up this morning as well. But despite that, the ice is still continuing to form. So rather than hoping and getting any kind of recasting done this morning, it's looking less likely that we can do that now. This is Keith's swim, got a bit more open water than I have. Yeah, it's definitely feeling colder as well, but you can probably tell by the shaky camera work. Right guys, so with the ice situation, rather than it getting better, it was actually getting worse. So, luckily enough, I had my Signet bait in a pole in the van, so I took around and got it, and basically just spent a bit of time just kind of smashing up the ice. I mean, most of it is smashed up now, but you know, I've just, the lines were completely iced in, so I've just spent a bit of time. Alright, it's caused a bit of disturbance on the water around by my swim, but it does mean I was able to break the ice up and then kind of spoon all the broken ice up sort of out the way of me swim. So it does mean I've actually got some wobbly stuff again. So but yeah, so my lines are free again, so if I did get a run, I can actually pick the rods up now. Hey ho, but if I do a recast today, looks like I'm just going to be fishing right out in front of me, yes. That's all. Oh, and guys, I'm not saying it's cold or anything, but we have got some penguins on the bank. They've come all the way from the Arctic. Oh, look at them. It's cold enough for penguins round here. Right then guys, I've just tied up a couple of new rigs, trying something a bit different for this evening's tactics. It's almost the same rig as what I've got tied up, what's fishing at the moment. So we've got inline lead, tiny little bit of leader just to hook onto the bag, and then the hook length itself, short, sort of 3.5 inches of supple braid, curve shank, barbless hook, little kicker on there as well, and then a bit of fake sweet corn, and then what you can see on the other end of that is that sort of hair rigged, a smaller hook. Let's turn that round. So we rigged a smaller hook, and that pulls into, but you do so at first with that smaller hook, which we'll get into in a second. So that pulls into that like so, and then as you can see it makes a nice little loop of which you can hang things on. Like maggots. So that is the rig. So all you do, then you hook on some maggots, then as you see you push the hair rigged hook back into the corn, pull it sort of nice and tight, so nice wiggly maggots, bit of fake pink sweet corn, barbless hook as per the fishery rules. And that is what is going to go back out there. Just a few maggots on top of each one, just to make it nice and attractive. The sun might look bright in my face at the moment, but the sun's dropped low in the sky now, so it's probably maybe hour of sunlight left. Our efforts at breaking up the ice earlier on has worked a bit. And if I pan the camera around, I'll show you. Oh. So the bit in front of my rods has stayed nice and ice free. As you can just about see on the edge of that sort of shadow of the tree line, bit of ice there and a bit of ice there, where you can sort of see the shadow of the trees at an angle. So I definitely can't put a rod back down to the left of me like I have done, because that little channel to my left is all still totally clogged up in ice, so putting a rod back down there, out of the question. And I've only really got this little bit of ice-free water that I can drop them rigs into, and that's only ice-free because of that bit of effort I put in earlier on with the old baiting pole. Some of the ice that was in the main body of the lake off to the right, sort of in front of Key Swim, with the bit of sun that's been on the water today and a bit of breeze that's blowing, about half of that has managed to melt, and it's kind of returned to a kind of a cat ice form rather than thick ice. But yeah, so I think I'm going to be dropping them rigs I've just showed you, literally 2-3 rod lengths out in front of me. That's all I've got to work with. But I've been told by many people that's all you need. That's all you need to fish out in front of you. So right, anyway, I'm going to wind my other rigs in. I'm going to have a little test dabble with the rigs that are still on, see if it just will cut through that bit of ice that's in front of me. Right, it's starting to get really, really cold again. Apparently it's meant to drop down to about -6 tonight, -7, so it's going to be a proper cold one tonight. Right, anyway, I need to get things done, otherwise if I waffle on too much it's going to get dark. The same as yesterday, that rig I showed you, just in a PVA bag of maggots. And that is that, guys. Unless anything else happens, that might even be the last cast. Or, in this case, underarm flick. I've been told by many people you don't need to fish far out. 2, 3, 4 rod lengths is all you need to do. Which, well, 3, maybe 4 rod lengths at a push I am fishing. So let's hope what people are saying are true. Who knows, maybe that slight bit of rig tactic change might help as well. But I anticipate more ice. Well guys, the sun is just about to go down, so it's going to get cold again very soon. Good morning guys, and what a cold one it is, and was last night. I think we had something like -6, -7, that kind of region last night, so mega cold. Just have a So that's frozen, and I'm not quite sure yet how I'm actually going to get my lines out the water, because safe to say it's a bit frozen in. So I'm not sure the technique we was doing yesterday, where the baiting pole to smash the ice, will work on this ice, because it's I mean, it was just kind of thick cat ice yesterday, and this morning it's proper ice. So not quite sure what we're going to do. It's too. Yeah, as Keith's just shown you, it's pretty much most of the complex, apart from around the aerator, is frozen now. So yeah, and it's proper thick ice. Can't wade out to the rod tips, because it's just after about 3 foot out it just drops off, so wading out to the rod tips is out the question. I think I might just have to stay here until March and wait for the fall, really. Right then guys, we are frozen solid and cannot move. But no, seriously, that's it. I've called it a day. Earlier on we showed you where I had to smash the ice in the margins to free up my lines, and I thought, ideal, we can carry on fishing to the end of our time that we're allowed, and within half an hour the bit that I'd smashed up to free my lines, it's already refrozen. So it's that cold, it's freezing again that quickly. So wasting your time trying to fish, and if we haven't caught so far up to now, we're certainly not going to catch in the last few hours.
I wanted to stay to the last.
Like I said, we can't fish, it is that cold. Like I said, I don't know if you can see them. No, I think it's just a camera shot, but like I said, the hole I've smashed to free my lines, it's already refrozen now, and you just can't, you cannot fish like that. So being wise, knocked it on the head. The fishing, my rods are already in. Keith's lines still are in a little bit of wobbly water, but that's
slimming.
But
very small.
But even that is starting to freeze up. So yeah, I'm not sure if we're brave or stupid for being out this weekend. But we've give it a go. It's certainly, I think, the coldest I've ever fished in. But yeah, I think probably stupid is more the more the one, because right, anyway guys, if you have watched this to the end, unfortunately it's been the second blank in a row blog wise.
Hey, my rods are still in the water.
But hey ho, that's winter fishing, and it certainly is at the moment. I'm not exaggerating, the whole lake, apart from a little bit around the aerator, is completely frozen. But yeah, right, that's it, time to go. I think my next session, I'm going to try and get back on St John's. The last session where me and Simon was on Hunt's Corner, that was because we couldn't get on St John's at Linear, because it was one of the resting periods. St John's opens again tomorrow, but my next fishing I can do is in 2 weeks time, so hopefully that'll be it. 2 weeks time in St John's with possibly Simon again, I don't know. Right, anyway, wherever it be, hopefully it will be warmer. But till then,
is going up.
tight lines.